But Blake, we'll start with you. What are the biggest challenges that schools are facing when it comes to keeping students and staff informed that you're seeing?
Yeah, thanks, Jennifer. I talk to dozens of schools a week. And usually it boils down to a lot of disconnected systems that they're using for communication, outdated bell systems, PAs, announcement systems, emails, text messages, even down to printed flyers to communicate your announcements. The disconnect really provides a lot of opportunity for failure points. And those failure points lead to congestion in communication and the correct information not being communicated to the parties that need to hear it, which is generally all staff and students in a K-12 environment. Since there's limited IT staff too, it's really hard to manage the tools that make life easier or are supposed to make life easier if you have multiple endpoints or multiple different types of tools in play. Because with the limited IT staff, you're probably not communicating all of them into the same channel. And when you have multiple channels, the chances of disruption are multiplied by that number of endpoints, whether it's printed flyers or text messages or emails, screens, you name it. So
Yeah.
what schools are really asking me for and what they're looking at Rise Vision as a solution for is to automate the school with kind of one central technology. And Rise Vision as a communications platform does that. And it's going to ensure consistency across your conversation and your communication channels.
So, Blake, that's echoing what people are dropping in the chat. Multiple systems, too many systems. Who communicates what and on what platforms? When you have multiple platforms, who's in charge of those platforms and where are they communicating? Charlotte says parents want to know everything all the time. I think that's a separate challenge, is this parent communication and wanting to know everything. Diana talks about updating the school messages in a timely manner. We do want to update those messages daily or frequently, because if the content stays the same, people are just going to tune it out because nothing is changing. Eric, attention span, not reading emails, becoming numb to communication. That's totally true. Attention span is something, it's a societal issue. I think at this point, the information overload where people are just disconnecting because there's so much information, I think that's completely valid. It's an overload. Tess is talking about technology failures for mass messaging in emergency situations, arriving either too late or not at all. Tess, we're going to be talking about emergency alerts. Zachary saying teachers can silo themselves in their comfort zone of communication and don't understand the value of communication, whether it's content or messaging to parents. Yeah, missed and ignored announcements. Simply not reading. Yeah. People are just ignoring emails. Oh, and Jacob, not being given items to display digitally in a timely manner. Oof. Or given too much to show. Yeah, that can be really hard because the content that you're showing, you can't put everything on a digital sign. You have to think billboard and not brochure. Bobby, let's turn it over to you. KCAV supports schools directly with technology planning and implementation. From a consulting standpoint, where are you seeing schools struggling the most when it comes to communication technology?
A great question and great responses. A lot of what the attendees are saying is right on course with what we're seeing as well. And really 4 things that come to mind. IT departments, which not just limited to them, most departments are overwhelmed by support requests and they struggle with device management and how to get to, like some of those examples, get the content in a timely manner to where it's digestible and all of that. So that's a problem. Second, I see is schools often lack awareness that they can actually integrate these new systems and communication tools into stuff they already have, the hardware that's in place, which in turn saves money and less stuff to manage. Third, I would say is that the need for affordable but scalable tools that don't require a lot of training. This is an extra piece that everybody has to add on to their plate. So it has to be simple, it has to be effective, and it needs to be super timely for those users. I'd say the last one would be dealing with the different departments. Everybody has their own goals and everybody is looking to and has their own initiatives. So how do we get the communications department to talk to the safety, to the curriculum, to the facilities. All of these things are intertwined at a school district, and they do have the ability to all talk the same language, but getting all those people on the same page is sometimes a challenge. So those are the big four things I'm seeing right now.
From everything that everybody has dropped in the chat and what Blake and Bobby have said, we're hearing that it isn't a failure of the effort. Schools want to communicate. IT teams want to make this work. It's a systems problem. But the good news is schools don't need to start from scratch or invest in really expensive upgrades to fix these issues. Schools have a lot of what they need, and that's what we're going to talk about.